But first things first, let's take a look at what Wall Street did then. And when you take a look at what really happened, let's first take a look at US stock futures because they were flat on Monday night after the S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq Composite notched their longest winning streaks of this year. Now, when you take a look at Dow Jones futures, you're looking at a downtick coming in of about just 15 points. Futures tied to the S&P 500 flickered near the flat line. When you take a look at Nasdaq 100 futures as well, you're looking at marginal gains coming in there as well. And after hours trading, you did have cyber security company Palo Alto Networks that added 2% after posting top and bottom line beats for the fiscal fourth quarter. Now, guidance for the adjusted earnings in the current quarter also came in ahead of us estimates, so that was also something that was important to note. Now, the action, of course, follows another winning day for the major averages. Like I mentioned earlier, the S&P 500 advanced nearly 1%. When you take a look at Nasdaq as well, you're looking at gains coming in of about 1.4%. There as well, in fact, both indexes posted their 8th straight positive session. So that's where it is in terms of the trend line, and of course for the S&P 500 since November 2023. So an important milestone coming in there as well. It was the longest winning stretch for the Nasdaq since December 2023 as well. The major averages, of course, have bounced back amid a dramatic fall in the market volatility from the start of the month. So that's the kind of moves that we've seen in August. Now the CBOE volatility index is now at 14.7 after topping 65 on August 5th. Now that was the day that the S&P 500 posted its worst session since 2022 amid a global market sell-off. So that was the kind of setting that you saw for the CBOE volatility index, and that is where it's currently at. Now, in terms of strong retail sales data and a soft inflation report, those were the factors that really helped soothe investors' fears on the economy as well. Now, this week, investors are, of course, readying themselves for that all-important Federal Reserve's annual Jackson Hole Economic Symposium as well. And that is where Chair Jerome Powell is scheduled to give remarks. And that is also something that the market is keeping a very close eye on, and the Wall Street is also looking for hints specifically of what to expect at the Fed's September meeting. So that really is what is in the spotlight. Now, in the way of earnings, investors will of course be watching out for second quarter results for home improvement retailer Lowe's as well. Let's also take a look at what European indices did. Now, European stocks closed higher, extending that positive momentum that we saw earlier, in fact. So when you take a look at whether you take a look at DAX, whether you take a look at the Pan-European Stock 600, you're looking at gains coming in for both of these. So that was an important move coming in there as well.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.